Welcome to AZPM News Daily, a wrap-up of all the day's news from Arizona Public Media. I'm Steve Jess. On this Wednesday, the Sheriff's Department probes the shooting death of a police recruit.
This is a tragic event and a tremendous loss for our community.
Conservationists fight the Trump administration's plan to do away with the roadless rule.
Under this administration, there have been zero public meetings.
And a new medical school opens on tribal land.
Rural and tribal communities really experience our healthcare workforce shortage, even to a greater extent.
That's ahead for this Wednesday, August 19th. Topping our news today, the Pima County Sheriff's Department is investigating the shooting death of a 23-year-old Tucson police recruit and former county corrections officer. Deputies found the body of Carlos Ramirez Wednesday morning inside a home south of Valencia Road, according to Sheriff Chris Nanos. Ramirez was pronounced dead at the scene. His fiancée, who is a corrections officer, was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Nanos, along with Tucson Police Chief Monica Prieto, spoke with reporters outside the home.
This is a tragic event and a tremendous loss for our community, this city, and our department.
Detectives are searching for two men wearing ski masks and all-black clothing, the sheriff said in a news release. The suspects are reported to be driving a gray Acura SUV with a possible missing door. The U.S. Forest Service is proposing to rescind the National 2001 roadless area conservation rule. That rule bars road construction and logging on millions of acres of national forest and grasslands. Josh Hicks with the Wilderness Society says when the rule was first implemented, the Forest Service conducted extensive outreach across the country. That's not the case now, though.
And under this administration, there have been zero public meetings. And the comment period that they're going to provide to the public to weigh in right now, it's only 30 days. So there's really not much time.
A 30-day comment period runs through September 21st. In Arizona, the rule protects parts of the Coronado, Coconino, and Kaibab national forests. An effort to preserve a historic cottonwood tree in southern Arizona's San Rafael Valley has reached its 3-week mark. Angela Gervasi tells us more.
On July 29th, contractors demolished 3 cottonwood trees in Lochiel to make way for a new double border wall. Shortly after, activists climbed into the remaining cottonwood to prevent it from being knocked down, and they've been there ever since. The Sierra Club says the tree sit has now expanded to Mexico, with activists climbing into a neighboring cottonwood tree several feet south of the border. Federal officials say the cottonwood's demolition is necessary to make way for a double wall that would stretch across the valley and much of Arizona's southern border. The double wall is already visible east of the cottonwood grove. Conservation groups argue the project will threaten a multitude of species in the valley, including the endangered jaguar. Angela Gervasi, AZPM News.
Construction has begun on the Trump administration's second border wall project inside Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument. The border-hugging monument is home to an ancient spring system and already has one steel wall. Elisa Resnick has more.
The National Park Service closed the road to Quito Baquito Springs in July. The millennia-old freshwater system drains into a pond about 200 feet from the border and hosts endangered species like the Quito Baquito pupfish. Russ McSpadden with the Center for Biological Diversity says he reached the site by foot this week.
About 2.5 miles east of Quito Baquito, I ran into a big swath of land that has been cleared by border wall contractors, and it's about 100 feet of land cleared north of the border.
McSpadden's photos show heavy machinery and 2 sites east of Quito Baquito that have been cleared of all vegetation. Customs and Border Protection says the second wall at the spring itself will be within a 60-foot stretch of land right along the border. Elisa Resnick, Tucson.
The Navy has signed a $23 billion deal with defense contractor Raytheon to speed up its production of advanced Tomahawk missiles in Tucson. This comes as the military has faced criticisms that it's burned through its stockpile of munitions during the war with Iran. The Center for Strategic and International Studies estimates 850 Tomahawks were used in the first month of the war. That's about a quarter of the entire country's pre-war supply. Raytheon didn't say how quickly it would start producing more missiles at the Tucson facility. It did say it's aiming to ramp up production to about 1,000 a year, following a different deal with the Navy signed in February. A sweeping election reform measure, which would require Arizonans to show ID every time they cast a ballot, survived a legal hurdle to make it on the ballot. The measure will be Proposition 144 in the November election, and it makes a series of changes to Arizona's election laws. It was sponsored by Republican State Representative Alexander Culloden. He's now the Republican nominee for Secretary of State. A Tempe council member challenged the measure, arguing it violates a constitutional rule that measures must stick to a single subject. But the Arizona Supreme Court agreed Tuesday it complies with that rule. The University of Arizona launched a historic partnership with the Gila River Indian community this week with the announcement of a new medical school. Noor Hagigi has that story.
The UA College of Medicine Phoenix and Gila River Health Center have established the first MD granting medical school branch on tribal land in the United States. The inaugural class will begin studies next year. Michelle Halyard, a member of the Arizona Board of Regents, addressed the need for this new program in an announcement video.
We know nationally that there is a big shortage of physicians. Rural and tribal communities really experience our healthcare workforce shortage, even to a greater extent.
Gila River's tribally operated healthcare system will fully fund the 10 students who are admitted each year. They'll be on an accelerated 3-year track. The branch is located in Sacaton, the capital of the Gila River Indian community. Noor Hagigi, AZPM News.
And now you're caught up on the stories we've covered today at Arizona Public Media. Thanks for listening. You can subscribe to AZPM News Daily wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Steve Jess, and we'll be back tomorrow.